cherished viewers, welcome to LARBI'S Corner. And today we have with us our own father and Pastor Daniel Owusu LARBI. He's going to share with us some nuggets about his journey so far that we believe would help you and I, would ginger you and I to in our Christian journey, in our spiritual lives as well. So, sir, Daddy, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's a privilege to have you once again.
We thank God.
Yes, sir. So, sir, before we start, can you tell us a little about yourself? Maybe this is the first time somebody is seeing you. Wants to know a little about who Pastor Daniel Owusu LARBI is.
Okay, so that's my name.
Yes.
Yeah, Daniel Owusu LARBI is my name. A married man with 5 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I church at Koko as a division overseer for Deeper Life Bible Church.
Great.
And also a professional teacher. I'm still in the teaching fraternity.
Wow.
So that is a little about myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we want to know how did the Lord call you? How did you know that you had the call of God upon your life? How did you know that?
Okay. Yes. That's a serious question. I was not born a saint.
Okay.
I was a terrible sinner. And I think in one of our episodes I shared with the public what the devil used me to do. But fast forwarding, on the 22nd August 2002 at a senior secondary school, the Lord visited me in a genuine way because I was in a day school, so senior high technical school. By then it was a day school.
Okay. So
I had rented a room with a few of my friends. So we used to commute from that rented room to school. It was my final year. On this particular day, I think it was a Thursday, we had come home to change our uniform so that we can go to town and at least loiter around. But they went and I decided to stay back to study. So it was a compound house, but it was only the landlord who lived there with these students and then some female students. So when I came home, there wasn't anyone around, including the landlord. So there was this university. So I decided to study. And then that was where I heard this audible voice.
wow.
It was a disturbing voice, in fact. Explaining it will be a bit difficult, but it's like many waters making sound. But out of the sound, a voice emanated, calling my name and asking me whether what I used to do pleases him. That he brought me here, but I choose to do whatever I wanted to do. So I knew it was God because the voice of the devil will not call you into holy living. Yeah. So I became so teary. I packed my book, rushed into the room just to call upon the mercy of the Lord. So that day I went to church.
Wow.
I used not to attend church.
So when those times you were not attending church?
No, yes, back at school. We had rented a room, so I was supposed to attend my mother church because I was under no restriction. But I was not attending. Anytime I see the pastor, I tell him we are very busy at school. So that evening, I went to school, and then I think I started doing dawn broadcasting after that day.
After that?
Yes,
day.
that day.
So let's say it happened on the Thursday.
On Thursday, Friday, I started.
Wow.
I started. So my friends started laughing at me. There was a massive transformation. I became so humble. Something just had to leave me. So even back at church, I was still in tears. A few people came to church. The pastor was preaching, and I could sense that the message was for me. The message was, I was still in tears. So I started with dawn broadcasting. A few days time, my friends also got born again. Yeah, so they also joined me. Few months later, we concluded with our final exams. I went back home. Fortunately, I got some brothers who were on fire at home. So we started this Saturday out to minister. In the evening, we locate ourselves in one classroom to pray for those we visited. So I got admission to the training college. And that was where, in fact, the calling came there. Yeah, the calling came there, and I nearly stopped continuing. So when we vacated, I think one of the years, I came back home to tell my pastor that I wouldn't go back. The Lord was calling me. That is where, this is the state that many people are deceived. The Lord will call you, right, but it has timelines. So I decided not to go back. Fortunately, this my spiritual father counseled me. He was grateful to God for the calling, but we need to give it the space it needed. So that is what I would say. That was around 2005.
Wow.
2005. So that I was at training college, Mampotenka Teachers Training College, when the call came. Yeah.
That is very, very profound.
Yeah.
And Pastor, how has the journey been so far? So far, since the time you were called till now, how has the journey been like?
Hey. It's been a battle.
A battle.
Yes.
Wow.
It's not a drama. It's a battle. It's a battle. It's like a warrior on the field. Every bullet counts. Every pistol counts. Every weapon counts. Yes. You need to be armed. That's what I will say. That's what I will say. Unless you want me to take it bit by bit.
Just through one light.
Okay. So when I've now given myself to Christ.
Yes.
Now there has been a calling.
Yes.
So fortunately for me, my pastors, youth coordinators, they really supported me because I was an introvert person.
Oh, okay.
Introvert. And you know our church said bro for there. And me bro for no. And yet
As a that
so I was a little bit at my corner, reserved. But my pastors were pulling me. Daniel, go and do that. I'll give an excuse, but sir, you may have to do it. So that was what started. And prayer, I realized that without prayer, I cannot survive. I didn't know the battles within, but I just had a hunch that without prayers, I cannot survive. So for prayers, it was like the food we used to eat. We could pray throughout the night, ask God questions, inquiry prayer, put our petitions before Him. And we were not hearing any voice. Any voice, no feedback, but we just enjoyed the prayer because we realized that prayer brings about intimacy. So maybe God is forming a fellowship with us before He actually reveals Himself.
So Pastor, that means as a believer, whether you feel your prayers are not heard or not answered, you still need to pray.
It's like using a vehicle. Whether you are attending an important occasion or not, there must be fuel.
Wow, that is very true. That is very true.
There must be fuel. So prayer is what fuels your life. And you see, Daniel never knew that a certain prince of Persia had hijacked the answer coming with Gabriel. But he continued. You see, he continued. He never knew that there was some battle in the atmosphere. He continued until Michael had to intervene, and then the answer was brought to him. So, was buried in a pit. And they said I should shut up, but I'm still making noise. And the issue was that I am an evangelist. Fire evangelist. so so anywhere I find myself, if it is an information center, whichever means, I need to blow the horn of God. And this time around, I found myself in a cosmopolitan town community where those who don't believe in what we believe are there in their numbers. And then this information center was behind one of their campaigns. And I used to blow the word of God over there. Now, this demonic visit gave me a message that they have told me to shut up, but I'm not keeping quiet. And that period where I was teaching, souls were getting saved in their numbers.
Wow.
Even those from the other side. I believe you understand the other side.
Yes, yes.
They were getting saved. And I was doing Bible projects for my students.
Wow.
Bible was around, I think, 30 Ghana cedis. I paid 20, the student pays 10 cedis. So I did Bible projects and everybody had a Bible.
Wow.
We were doing dumb broadcasting together. I was staying in the town. Don't broadcasting together, crusades together, and those are the other side. They were converting. But the problem was that the family will not allow them read their Bible. So what they used to do was that they will put their Bible in their bags, as if they are taking something in their bag, and they will be reading.
Wow.
They will be reading. One of the boys was even beaten to pulp. He died. Yes, he died. The family did that, and he died. But before he died, he told them that the Jesus I have gotten, I'm going to him. You people, you accept Jesus before you die. Oh, he died young. He died young. It was a serious. So when that demonic visitation took place, I was buried in a pit, just as I said. Said I should shut up, and I'm still making noise. In the dream. Then I struggled to come out of that pit. Then they ran a dagger through my tummy.
Still in the dream?
Yes, still in the dream. It was a long dream. Then my intestines were coming out. But I was still screaming about Jesus. I was in white, and the white blood all over. I was still screaming about Jesus. Like, give your life to Jesus. Give your life to Jesus. When I woke up, I have been struck with ulcer. This ulcer stayed with me for years. Serious ulcer passing through my spine. A terrible one. That was just the beginning. Then hepatitis B, panya, my liver.
After the dream.
The battle started. I got married. In my first year, my wife died. That one I've said it before. My wife, I went for a program. I came back home late, so I overslept. Around 12 midnight, I woke up to realize that she wasn't on bed. Then I rushed to the washroom, and she was on the floor, vomited, and was lying in the vomit. Tummy down. Tummy down. By then, she had taken seed. Tummy down. And then when I checked, I was too late to have gotten there. And I was living in a Muslim's house. Do you call Aladi or you call Ameria?
Wow.
So I knew these are the battles, but it's enjoyable.
But by God's grace, she woke up.
She came back to life. I washed her up, cleared the place, put her on the WC. Then I prayed a simple prayer that God, I have a covenant with you. You called me, and I'm serious about this calling. So the baby in the tummy must be deposited. But then the tummy had become flat. And then right there, I saw the tummy bubbling up. But yes, I saw the tummy. Then I asked the Lord to bring life into my wife. She's the wife of my youth. Then all of a sudden, she opened the eye and asked me what was happening.
This is not a dream.
Oh, it's not a dream. This is a real one. Inside Alaji's washroom.
Wow.
So she came back to life, and I knew the battles have not ended. Bigger ones are coming. So during her delivery, that firstborn, that one, I took her to the hospital. So I handed her over to midwives. Then there was this particular midwife I saw. That is like, she was like a skeleton. Not that she was slim, but I saw skeleton instead of a midwife. So when I came back home, I had to start a serious prayer. The following day, I had to go to school. So I was at school when I was called that I should increase my prayer because things are not well. I told them that things will be well. God is in charge. So when she finally delivered, I went back to the hospital, and she was telling me a story that there was a particular midwife when she was to one child. I can't say push. Push. So whilst pushing, she said Jesus. She mentioned Jesus, and that particular midwife I saw said, "Shut up! We don't mention that name here."
What? Wow.
Yeah, the bed she was given, I was told that part of it was not fixed well. So when she is able to breathe in or out, it doesn't push the baby. It gets stuck somewhere. So all the midwives left her. If you want to die, it's up to you. Or we have ambulances, we take you to Abuja or to Kumasi. They were there, punching their phones. Then somebody started screaming from outside, mentioning my wife's name. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?